Elon Musk in the Oval yesterday gave us some information on that. We're just wondering if there's some proof, evidence. Is the White House willing to share evidence of those fraud claims, or can Elon Musk come to the briefing room and share material evidence of what he's talking about?
Sure. I would love for Elon Musk to come to the briefing room. That's why we had him go to the Oval Office yesterday, where I think he provided great answers. He was speaking in layman's terms, speaking common sense to all of you in the media, because I think it's a real fallacy that there's this alleged lack of transparency when it comes to Doge. President Trump and Elon Musk have been incredibly transparent on what Doge is doing, reviewing, and the payments that they have stopped from going out the door. Before it was Elon Musk making our government efficient and accountable, it was some unnamed bureaucrat that none of you knew. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. He's also now one of the most highly scrutinized men in the world alongside President Trump because of what he's doing and the access that he is allowing. So there's great transparency. As for the actual receipts, we are happy to provide them, and I actually brought some today. We have contracts upon contracts found across our government.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Catacombs. So, yeah, man, you already saw, you see part of the thumbnail. You kind of know where this is going. You saw the clip in the beginning of this video. Doge is going ham. It's going ham in comparison to other, the previous administrations, trying to say they want to be transparent and all this other nonsense. I've never seen the government being, an administration being transparent with the money. They're always transparent when they want to put somebody under the bus or something like that. When it comes to the money, yeah, that's when things get a little murky. And as you saw, man, our tax dollars is going every which way except where it needs to go. And it's just kind of ridiculous. I mean, the press secretary there, she kind of already went through some of the things that they've found, wasteful spending going against, the agenda of the current administration and things like that. But I found on the Doge X account, formerly known as Twitter, they have a whole thing here. I mean, I'm just going to read it out. I mean, you can see it on your screen right now, but I'm going to read it out for you. It's absolutely ridiculous. It says, the U.S. tax dollars were going to be spent on the following items, all of which have been canceled. Thank God. Once I read this shit, you'll understand why I'm saying thank God that a lot of this has been canceled. So we got $10 million for Mozambique voluntary medical male circumcision. So $10 million to circumcise men out there? That's what are you serious? $9.7 million for UC Berkeley to develop a cohort of Cambodian youth with enterprise-driven skills. I'm not even sure what the hell that even entails. $2.3 million for strengthening independent voices in Cambodia. What about the voices here in the States? $32 million to the PragerU Civil Society Center. I'm hit or miss with PragerU. Sometimes they got sometimes they're cool, sometimes they're not. But $32 million, that's a lot. $40 million for gender equality and women empowerment hub. I mean, I mean, if you look at this channel, you look at any of the red pill channels out there, any of the channels that are dealing with relationships or whatnot, family court, I think women have enough power as it is. It's getting out of control. But they want to provide $40 million for that gender equality. More like, in my experience and from what I've seen and what I've heard, the stories that I've heard and read about when it comes to other men, it's not really gender equality. It's women domination. That's from my point of view, that's what it seems like. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. What about improving public procurement in the States? We have entire cities that are damn near bankrupt. What the hell? $486 million to the Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening. What? Including another $22 million for inclusive and participatory political process in Moldova, and another $21 million for voter turnout in India. Wait a minute. You see these. There's your money right there. As far as the Democrats are concerned, you're talking about the Republicans, disenfranchising voters. Well, there's your money right there, Democrats. $21 million going to voter turnout in India? You mean to tell me we couldn't use that $21 million here in the States for voter turnout? And I'm speaking directly to Democrats when I talk about that. They're always talking about voter suppression and shit like that. You got $21 million here going into another country, India, thousands of miles away, across the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, come on, man. Wow. Continuing. $29 million to strengthen political landscape in Bangladesh. $29 million for Bangladesh. Really? I could think of a few cities that are having some problems with illiterate children in their teenage years. That $29 million can go to that. That's a better use of our tax dollars. Helping our fellow citizens. Insane. $20 million for fiscal federalism in Nepal. What the hell does that mean? $19 million for biodiversity conservation in Nepal. I guess that kind of makes sense. Out of all of this, that's the one thing I would kind of let slide. I would have to have more details on it. But we do need to continue, help out other species on this planet. I do kind of agree with, initiatives regarding that. We can't just kill off everything and expect shit to be hunky-dory. So I'm kind of cool with that $19 million for biodiversity conservation in Nepal. It kind of needs to happen across the planet. That's the one thing that makes sense on this whole thing. But they canceled that. So $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. Why? $14 million for social cohesion. We need some social cohesion in this country. We got people ready to kill each other because they're a Democrat or a Republican. We got family members not speaking to each other because of this shit. We have women on dating apps saying if you are a Republican, don't even bother jumping in my DM. It's shit. We got people that won't even date the opposite sex who don't share the same political views. This is crazy. Whereas before you had a husband and wife, they can both be a Democrat or a Republican, and they still put that shit aside so they can be married and have their children and love their children and love their family. They may be different political sides, but they didn't let that dictate their fucking marriage. Incredible. Social cohesion, yeah, we really do need that here in the U.S. $2.5 million for inclusive democracies in Southern Africa. I'm not sure what that means, but my head is starting to go to, it says inclusive. I'm starting to think they're talking about the LGBTQ thing, but 2.5 million seems a little low, so I may be wrong on that, but still 2.5 million for that. No. 47 million for improving sustainability recycling models to increase socioeconomic. No, hold up. I just skipped the line. 47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Did y'all hear what I said just a minute ago? We have cities with students not reading or writing or doing math on grade level, and they're spending $47 million fucking dollars improving learning outcomes in Asia. You got to be kidding me. We have students within the continental U.S. that are failing, and they're spending $47 million outside the country. Mind you, this is your tax dollars. 92%. Tax dollars that are going out the country that should be staying here to educate your kids. But guess what? They're spending $47 million for learning outcomes in Asia. You gotta be kidding me. $2 million to develop sustainable recycling models to increase socioeconomic cohesion among marginalized communities of Kosovo, Roma, Ashkali, and Egypt. Yo, I mean, if you add all this up, that's $772 million. Can you imagine what we can do here with that money? We can improve a lot of shit. But they've chosen to spend money. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just what they found within the last couple of days, man. I mean, and this is what they've canceled. So that means $772 million, and almost $1 billion is not leaving the country now. Can y'all imagine if we cut down almost just about all the ways, how much tax money you can actually not have taken out of your check when it comes to federal taxes? Mind you, when we pay taxes out of our income, you're paying the most to federal. This is the fucking reason why $772 million going to things that don't make no goddamn sense. And we have people out here talking about transparency this, transparency that. I mean, if you're really worried about transparency, maybe you should just get off the internet. You shouldn't have an X account. You shouldn't have a Facebook account. You shouldn't have an Instagram. You shouldn't be on Snapchat. You shouldn't be on TikTok. You shouldn't be on a goddamn thing. If you're worried about you shouldn't even have a fucking phone. You shouldn't have a phone. You shouldn't use any apps. You shouldn't be on the internet, period. Hell, don't even show your face outside because there's cameras out there. They got your bio, they got your facial features already on lock. Are you serious? Oh, and by the way, Elon Musk was one of the founders of PayPal. A lot of y'all used PayPal at one point and probably still do. They already got your information. And you over here talking about transparency. This is the most transparent I've ever seen something out of the government, especially when it comes to the money. I'm actually really surprised, and I'm loving this shit. Cancel all this stuff. I would like to see within the next month or two, I would like to see less taxes taken out of my check. And I'm really, really rooting for the abolishing of the IRS. That is one of the most hated organizations on the planet. And for them to still be operating is absolutely insane. They're just stealing our money, man. And just looking at this list here, they're stealing our money from us, man. This is enraging. And then we have the Democrats trying to push back on this. Like, come on, man, stop it. Are the Democrats condoning all of this wasteful spending? Really? They're cool with this? Insane. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Actually, I can't leave it there just yet. If you guys get a chance, man, definitely like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you leave a comment too. Let's get the conversation started. Now, I'm going to leave it there. Until the next one, y'all be easy.